What it do? What it do? This is your boy Jet the Hot coming to you, man, on Uncensored Network. Dumb Talks Crazy, man. We bringing out, man, one of the best out here, man. We got good old Coach Nick Love over here, man. Go on, introduce yourself to the world, man.
Hey, how everyone doing? My name Coach Nick Love. I'm a dating and relationship coach. I help my clients create a strategic dating plan so they can be successful at dating and date well. Thank you for having me. I appreciate it. I checked out your show, really cool show, so it's an honor to be here. Thank you.
True indeed, man. That's a good thing right there. But in the meantime, between time, man. So we gonna get to the nitty gritty though.
Yeah.
Off the top, man. You say what was like? You say you got a lot of your clients and stuff like that, man. So what is the main question that a lot of your clients ask you the most?
A lot of times when people meet me and they find out that I'm a dating and relationship coach, the number one question they ask me is, where to meet people? Like, where do I meet people? And I always let people know wherever there's people, that's a good place to meet someone. You know, there's no perfect place to meet someone, so you just got to seize the moment, create the opportunity for yourself, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So by you actually saying that, right? That job made me come to this question right here. So you definitely feel. Do you feel like it's better to meet face to face instead of this live life, this internet world?
I do. I encourage my client to meet people the organic way. So, you know, like during the pandemic, I know we still somewhat in the pandemic. I actually took a break from coaching because I wasn't going to be my authentic self, and I definitely encourage my clients to meet people the organic way. So go out, enjoy your life, make sure you have a life, and that's when you probably attract more people to you anyway. You
Yeah,
know?
true
Yeah,
indeed.
so that's something that I'm really I definitely, like I say, encourage my clients to do is meet people the organic way, and also you know, like I talk to them about the biggest mistakes that I think people make when it comes to dating, and we can jump into that. Like the biggest mistake I think people
So
make
what
when it
is
comes
the
to
biggest
dating.
mistake then?
So I think the biggest mistake that people make when it comes to dating is that they don't make dating a priority. Think of anything major in life you want to accomplish. If it's a
Okay.
career change, losing weight, people make it a priority, they make a plan, they stick to it, and then they be successful. But when it comes to dating, people just think like, oh, it's just supposed to happen. It's love. But I think that's where a lot of people go wrong. So that's what I'm here for. I'm Coach Nick Love. I'm your personal dating coach to help you create that strategic dating plan so you can be successful at dating and date well and don't get burned out. Because a lot of people, when they are dating, they be like, "Oh, I'm burned out. I'm just gonna take a break from dating," and I believe that's because they're not doing it the right way.
It's crazy because, man, I never actually, nah, man, you the actually first person that I ever met that was a dating coach, know what I'm saying? But I done seen it on TV, on shows and
Right, like
stuff like
Hitch and
that.
stuff like
Yeah,
that. Right?
I done
Yeah.
seen all that. So, is I like that lane, know what I'm saying, that
Yeah.
you got going on right there because not everybody, that lane not for everybody. Know what
Yeah.
I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you definitely got your own lane going on, and I applaud you on that.
Yeah,
And much
thanks.
success.
I appreciate it. Yeah, like so I'm a social worker, so like 90% of social in like my field is women. So when we would like go out to happy hour and stuff, I would hear them talking about the people that they were dating and getting to know. And a lot of times I can tell it's not gonna work just by hearing what they were saying and how the guys were like treating them. So I can tell it wasn't gonna work. So I used to give them advice, and I gave one of my friends some advice, and she actually ended up getting married, and she was like, "It's because of you." So of course she like invited me to the wedding and stuff. But I was like, you know what? I really enjoyed giving them advice. So let me actually start giving other people advice and help other people find love and be successful at
So
dating.
that's what got you into it right there.
Yep, that's what got me into it. Yeah. Yeah, but like you was asked before, like the number one place like to meet people, and I just say like do a more social version of what you're already doing, right? So you got to be strategic about your time, so you know if you go to the gym, right?
Yeah.
Instead of working out by yourself, join a class where there's other people, so you can network, and that gives you the opportunity to meet other people.
I got something just popped in my head as we were sitting here talking. Nah, man, it popped in my head on the meeting. So, what would you say would be a good first date?
A good first.
Where would if you just met somebody
Mm-hmm.
and y'all done talked on the phone a few times, never, know what I'm saying, actually went out. Y'all done seen each other in public a few times. But y'all actually going on y'all real first date, where would you go?
So again, so like I like to be strategic. So I'm a dating strategist, which is like a dating coach. So I say a restaurant, and that's because you want to create a romantic setting. So you're putting both of your mind in that space. Like, oh, this is a romantic date, so we can actually sit down, get to know each other, see if we're interested, see if we want to go on that second date, and ask, important questions.
All right. Now, I'm gonna see what you think about this part right here. See what you think. All right, after you go on that little date, right? And you at the restaurant, how would you feel about going to mini golf playing putt putt? Would that something that you would bring with you? Know what I'm saying?
So I would say no to that.
You would say no
I
to
would
that?
say no to that. I would advise my client that when you go on a date, so being strategic again, so like how movies they give you a teaser and then it's a trailer and then it's a movie. So the first date, when you think of a first date, what is the first date? The first date is a teaser to the movie that is you. So you want to make sure the date does not go over like an hour and a half. 2 hours top, and that's to give someone just a taste, and then you keep them wanting more. Especially if it's a good date, they're gonna be looking forward to seeing you again. So again, you got to be strategic about your approach when it comes to dating. So I would say you do dinner, and make sure you have something planned after that, and you let them know early on. Hey, if we're going to dinner at 6 o'clock, 8:30, I got something planned with my friends, so that you letting them know up front, so they can know like at 8 o'clock, then that person probably need to get out of here.
That sound real good. Sound good right there.
Yes.
I like the sound of that.
Yeah, so it's about being strategic. Because a lot of times when people come see me, it's, I always say, think of like a fitness coach. When people go to see a fitness coach, it's probably because they're not getting the results that they want in the gym. So they hire an expert to help them out with that. So that's why my clients come see me, because when they are dating, they're not getting the results that they want. So they hire me, an expert when it comes to dating, and I help them out with that. Yeah.
An expert. Y'all hear that? The man said here, expert. Know what I mean? Tell the people where they could find you at though, so they could, know what I mean?
Yeah,
they might need some guidance, man. Where can they find you at?
Absolutely, I'm here for them, so they can find me on my website, CoachNickLove.com. Also, follow me on Instagram, Coach Nick Love, and also Coach Nick Love on Facebook. Yeah.
True indeed, Coach Nick Love right there, man. Coach Nick Love.
Yeah, absolutely. And again, like when I was saying, like when to meet people, just be do a more social version of what you're already doing. So like instead of like eating lunch in your office, go out to the food court, eat lunch, smile, look approachable, make people want to approach you.
True indeed.
Right, and you got to become a good conversationalist. So you should be holding conversations with everyone, like even if it's the checkout person at the grocery store. Just asking them questions. Hey, where you from? Oh, yeah, how's it there? How do you like living here?
All right, now, so say for the people that ain't so sociable though, they feel more better at home in their room.
But
know what I'm saying? At home,
right.
they feel comfortable at home, and they really not the type that go out.
Well, you ain't gonna find nobody at home. Ain't
That's
nobody gonna come knocking on your door. So again, you gotta go out, meet people. Like again, when people like, where's the perfect place to meet someone? It's definitely not at home. The perfect place to meet someone wherever there's people. So put yourself out there. You gotta put yourself out there the right way. So don't be sitting home just looking at TV. I always say, get off the sofa, get out the house, and go do something. Yeah, make a bucket list. Like think of the things you always wanted to try, and do those things. Yeah, create the bucket list. Do the things that you love to do. If you love going to music concerts,
so what out of your clients, what is the top 5 that you done heard on the bucket list?
The top 5. Oh, people like to try new things, so it's like a mixture of things. Some people never try tennis. So go join like a tennis class. Do like some tennis clinics or something like that. Go do sip and paint. Because again, like, so when you're dating, you're also networking, and when you're putting yourself out there, you're not just looking for like. So let's say if you go to a class at a gym, and the class is, and you're a female and it's full of women, you can network with those other females because they got cousins, they got brothers. You become friends with them, then you'll probably get on the next invite list for their party, their holiday parties and things like that. So it's also about networking and putting yourself out there. Again, that's why I say become a good conversationalist, so you can. And if you're not a sociable person, then step outside your box and go for it.
True indeed.
Because you want to
True
be
indeed.
successful at dating, So that's if you're not good at being social and stuff, then that's something that need to be on your dating plan where you need to work at it.
Definitely with that. Definitely with that. All right.
Mhm.
So now we going. Let's say you met someone. You then went to your date. So now your second date.
Mhm.
What would your second date be?
Your second date should be something that either one of you mentioned that is probably your hobbies. So plan a second date around whatever like if they mention something as their hobbies, like they might have said rock climbing or something like that, or if that's something they always wanted to try, or like going to like a comedy show, you probably want to plan it somewhat around something that they mention. If you're the one planning the next date, or if it's the third date, if they plan in the second date, then you probably want to plan the third date around something that they
Something
mentioned.
that they said.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So
And that goes to show if by you actually planning and doing something around that goes show that you was actually paying attention and listening to what they were saying.
Yep, absolutely. Yep. So that goes into like my next thing I wanted to talk about was like the 5 questions I recommend my clients ask on the first date.
Mm-hmm.
And if you don't already know, well, the first question should be, how was your day?
Okay.
And I know that's
Simple,
like
general.
a
How
simple
you
question,
doing?
right? But again, it's all about being strategic. So how this person answer that question can let you know a lot about a person, because this is the first date, and if they answer that in a negative way, that's probably a negative person, and you don't want to end up with a negative person. So that could be a red flag. But if they answer it in a positive way, that's a good sign that okay, this person is positive. A positive person, because think about when you're dating. Also, it's like going for like looking for a job. You're not gonna go on your interview talking bad about your last job or how you
Yeah.
couldn't find parking and things like that. You want to be positive. People tend to put their best foot forward when they first like going out there and putting themselves out there. So that's what you want to look for.
I would agree. Put your best foot forward, man.
Mm-hmm.
Positive is always a good thing.
Yeah, absolutely. And then if they talking like that on the first date, if y'all end up together, they'll probably come home complaining and nagging all the time. Yeah, so that's
Don't nobody like nobody to nag.
right. No, definitely not. So it's about being strategic. The second question is, what do you do for a living?
Mm-hmm.
And you ask this question because if they like what they do for a living, then you want to become curious about their job, because there's something that they like, so you want to show interest in that.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if they don't like what they do, then you want to become curious if they have a plan to change what they're doing, because if not, then if y'all end up together, they'll probably come home complaining about their job every day.
And ain't nobody trying to hear that.
Right.
I got my own stuff to worry about.
Absolutely. And the third one is actually what you ask, like how to plan the next date. So you ask their interests and hobbies because you want to plan it around that, so you can get brownie points and that let them know that you were listening. So yeah.
Definitely with that though. Definitely with that.
Yeah. And the fourth one is, how long have you been single? And you ask this question. This is important because if someone's been single a long time, that's a red flag. That's like, that person is probably not emotionally available.
When you normally ask that question right there, you normally get, cause I want to be single. That's where I don't get.
Okay, and if they say because I want to be single, then why do you want to be single? And then why are you on this date? If you want to be
You know what I'm
single,
saying?
then
That's where I always hear I'm single cause I want to be single, or I hear some all men dogs, so I don't trust them. Know what I'm saying?
right.
All the basic stuff, but
Right.
it really, I never made sense. You single because you want to be single?
Right.
Nah, it might be you.
Yeah, if they single because they want to be single, then number one, then why are you here on a date? Like,
Mhm.
what's your intention? Like when you're dating, I think my clients, they all are intentional about dating, so they're dating with the purpose of finding a
Finding a
long-term
loved one.
relationship.
Mhm.
Yeah, so if someone's saying, I'm single because I want to be single, or all men are dogs, then why are you here with me? You would change that,
Mhm.
So yeah, I'll say ask that question. If they've been single a long time, and I would say like a long time is probably over 5 years, then just become curious. Like, So what was going on during that 5 years? Like, were you working on yourself? Were you like healing from a past
Hmm.
relationship? What were you doing in that 5 years, and what's different now?
If I would say something on that, a lot of times it would be cause they were scarred. I think
Mm-hmm.
so. They just don't know how to open up.
Yeah.
That's where I would say, but it could be they got in a relationship and it just didn't work. You know what
Right.
I'm saying? So it could to me it could go both ways.
Mm-hmm. And I agree with you. Like usually, people are single a long time because they are scarred. So you want to know, like, okay, what are you doing to heal those
Mhm.
wounds? Like, have you been doing like some self work? Because if you've been in like a relationship where you've been like damaged or some trauma in it, then you need to do some self work. Like you're not gonna just heal without doing something. You need to figure out, well, why was I in this relationship that long? Like, why did I stay around? Did I not value myself?
Mhm.
So you want to ask if they've been doing like some self work, like have they been working on themselves, or what's different now, or what didn't you see in that relationship that you'll be looking for now?
Cause it's kind of crazy that, know what I mean? Cause I'm definitely ain't no Coach Nick Love, but man, I had a little incident
Mhm.
where I was talking to a friend of mine, like 2 days ago,
Mhm.
and it was on some relationship stuff, and I was just giving my experience, know what I'm
Right.
saying? And it kind of worked out, know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? But what I'm getting at is that junk could go so many different ways cause what I'm saying is she wanna be in a relationship,
Mhm.
but she keep finding all the wrong people.
Mm.
So I'm keep telling her, you're not finding the wrong people. I've told her, sir, it's you. It's something that you is either that. What I told her is either you either setting your standards high, or
Or too
you
low.
just or that
Mhm.
you not what's the word? I don't got the word for it,
Right.
but you didn't
Yeah,
you don't want play tick for tat. Know what I'm
she might
saying?
be setting her standards too low. So I always say, because you say she keep finding the wrong person or ended up with the wrong person. I always say we don't have five bad relationships. We have that same bad relationship 5 times.
Mm-hmm.
Different person, same relationship, probably the same problem. It's something that you need to work on within yourself so you can attract a different person on a different frequency.
Yeah.
You know. So again, yeah, I think I agree with you 100%. Like, what are you doing to keep attracting people on that level? Like, what are you putting out for yourself? Are you not setting standards?
Mm-hmm.
Do you not have deal breakers? Are you not paying attention to what happened in those past relationships and doing the healing? Because again, I think like if you've been in like some, especially like abusive relationship or something, you need to heal from that and you need to figure out why did I stay around
Yeah,
so
cause
long?
one she was in a one of the guys that she was dealing with did beat on her.
Mm.
And that was a long time ago, but I
Mm-hmm.
haven't heard nothing recently
About
about
like,
any other
mm-hmm.
guy that she dealt with. But it I think that played a factor on how, because now I think that she look at every guy as if it was him.
And she's not
You
taking
know what I'm
accountability.
saying?
Yeah.
And every guy not the same. Just because this is what I told her. I said, you got to look at what, all right, if he could benefit you
Mm-hmm.
and he make you happy, then you try to work and see how it gonna go.
Mm-hmm.
But if it's somebody that you see where you had something going on in the past, then yeah, then you should let it go.
Mm-hmm.
But if you seeing all the good and the good definitely outweighing the bad, then that's something you should work on. Cause where I keep telling her the most is you can't keep worrying about the relationship. Cause the
Mm-hmm.
relationship not gonna work unless self is right.
Mm.
So take care of
Absolutely.
yourself, and
Yep.
then you can worry about a relationship. Because if you can't take care of yourself, then how can you even think about helping somebody else?
I agree 100%. I believe that so I believe like universal laws, universal law says
Mm-hmm.
like attract like. So you attract people on your same frequency level. So you have to change your frequency level to attract better people. You only can attract greatness if you're great. So if
True
you're not
indeed.
great, then you ain't gonna attract great, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So you gotta, we date at our own level.
And definitely back to the whole beginning when we was like, get out. Know what I'm saying? That's what also I told
Hmm.
her. Ain't no point of go somewhere else. Know what I'm saying? If
Hmm.
you keep meeting people like this, that because you going to the same places. So
Mm.
go somewhere different.
Right, yeah.
Know what I'm saying?
Like,
So that was, know what I'm saying, that. But
yeah, definitely. Like, where is it that she's going and she keep meeting the same person and stuff like that? And do the self work on yourself. That's important. Like, you gotta definitely do the self work so you can
mm-hmm.
attract better. Yeah. The next question would be, where do you see yourself in 5 years? And I know a lot of people don't like that question, but I think people should be able to answer that question. And if my clients can't answer that question, then that's something that we need to put on their plan. You need to work on
Yeah.
answering this question. So where do you see yourself in 5 years? And you want to ask this question on the first date because it's not, I'm sure you heard like, oh, don't mention like you want kids or
Mm-hmm.
you looking for a marriage on the first date. So this question is a strategic question. So you ask them, and wherever they say they see themselves in 5 years, if you want kids and marriage and they didn't mention that at a later date, then you say, hey, I noticed you didn't mention that you want kids and marriage.
Yeah.
That's definitely on my 5 year plan. Is that something that you want? So you're just inquiring, you're just going back, becoming curious, and seeing what they say about it.
But you definitely gotta. But sometime, man, we going. I'm come to you, man. I'm switch it a little bit. I'm gonna switch it
Okay.
a little bit. But now, for the guys that actually do be doing females dirty, know
Mm-hmm.
what I'm saying? And you hearing the stories, like you said, at the, know what I'm saying, y'all out, know what I mean, sip
Right.
wine or
Mm-hmm.
whatever, the wine paint, or however, y'all
Mm-hmm.
just out and about
Mm-hmm.
enjoying each other company. And next thing you know, you hearing what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what about for that? Know what I'm saying? Them guys that keep breaking down the good women.
Right. So I feel like people can only do to you what you allow them to do to you. If we're dealing with adults, adults have self-determination. So if a guy is breaking down a female, she's allowing him to do that. And
Mm-hmm.
however, far as the guys that's breaking down females, they're probably breaking them down because they're broken inside. So they choose to break down other people. They want to feel superior to someone. So that's probably, usually if someone is like abusive or controlling to someone, they have issues going on within themselves. So that's something that they need to work on. But
Yeah.
again, we're adults and we have self determination. So if however someone is treating you, you're allowing them to treat you that way.
Yeah. True
Yeah.
indeed. True
Yeah.
indeed.
Yep.
A man only gonna
Do
do
what
what you
you.
allow.
Yep. That's right. Yep. Yeah. So you gotta have standards and have standards. Set your standards early on and say, I know I'm not tolerating certain behavior. I'm not going to put myself in certain situations
Mm-hmm.
with people. Yeah, so it's all about you raising yourself to the best person that you can be, so you can attract better. Yeah,
True indeed.
but
True indeed.
and when you been mentioning your friend, sometimes people don't know what they want when it comes to dating.
Yeah.
So that's something that me and my clients work on as well. Like we create a list, like what do you want in a partner. And I think your list should definitely be a realistic list.
Mm-hmm.
And also then you create a list for yourself. What are you bringing to the table? So a lot of times we hear people say, oh, I want someone that's making six figures. So I always tell my clients, all right, this is your list that you want. Now let's look at your list. So are you making six figures? If not, then I think you should be asking for whatever you're offering. It should be
Mm-hmm.
equal. If your list don't match the list that you want in the partner, I say, then you need to create a new list.
All right. So how about this? Once the couple they together and stuff like that. So do you think that they should make the list, go separate rooms and make a list, or you think they should make a list together?
You saying like if most of my clients are single, but I do some coaching for couples,
Mm-hmm.
and usually it's a lot of times like their communication, they not communicating effectively, so we work on that. But I think once you're in a relationship, y'all both should be having goals for yourself that you're trying to reach, and
Yeah.
goals in the relationship that y'all working towards as well. So definitely make a list together about the goals y'all want, because you definitely need to be on agreement on whatever y'all working towards.
True
Yeah,
indeed.
but I think someone asked a question.
Let's see what they say. The biggest question is what about the people that can't let go when someone let them know they don't want the relationship?
Oh, you want someone that don't want you? They already made a decision. Basically, it sound like if they made a decision like I don't want you, I mean it might be hard, but you got to keep it moving. They already made that decision, so you can't force someone to want you.
Yeah.
Again, we all have our right for self determination. They figured out I don't want to be with you, so you need to figure out what's your next move as far as you being without that person. And moving on. So if you need to take some time to do some healing, do that. But that relationship is not going to work when it's only one person that wants the relationship.
True indeed. True indeed.
Yeah. Another mistake I think that people make is that they don't ask for what they want. So they settle for what they think they can get instead. So they'll just settle and accept what they feel like they can get from that person. That's why I think it's good to have a list and know what you want. So when you are dating, you're intentional. You can be like, these are the things that I want. And you can go through and check off the things and see if they can offer you that.
Yeah, I like that though. I like that. That's a good piece right there, man. So y'all definitely. I hope y'all taking notes out there, man. So as y'all better be taking notes. I'm telling you, man.
Absolutely.
Y'all single out there, he got you. Coach Nick Love got you, man.
Yes, check
You
me
can
out.
find him out everywhere.
Yes.
Facebook, Instagram, everywhere.
Yep. And
Coach Nick Love.
CoachNickLove.com. Yep, check me out. Another mistake I see when I start working with people like my clients is they like to date someone's potential instead of dating the person that's in front of you right now. Because the only thing you really can bank on is what they're showing you right now. You can't bank on what might happen.
Yeah.
So whoever that person is, if you can't accept them for who they is right now today, then that could be an issue. So don't date someone's potential. You got to be okay, like, if this is who they is 10 years from now, will you be okay with that? So
Yeah, I like that though. I like how you said that because you see what you working with firsthand. So it's either how I look at that. It's either two things. You either help build them to get to the potential that what you see,
yep.
or you just let it go, period, and don't even worry about it. You see, okay, I like this part about you, but I think if this part come better, know what I'm saying, this relationship would be better. But then at the same time, now you're trying to change who you like from the beginning.
Right, you're trying to change that person.
So I think that part is a big key right there where some people say I fell in love with this person, then we got it together, now it's separate. That because what you was talking about these questions and everything, because you ain't take the time to ask the questions.
Yeah, and a lot of times when people want to change someone else, that's the common mistake that people make. But that's because they never made the effort to get to know themselves, to know what they want. Because if you know what you want and you know who you are in the person, you wouldn't be trying to change someone else. And I think she asked another question. She said, but what if they just won't let go, I think?
Yep, that's what she said.
So if someone just won't let go, then you set boundaries. If someone is keep calling your phone, then maybe you need to block them. Block their number. Stop taking their calls. Set some boundaries in the relationship that's not,
True
that
indeed.
you don't want or that person don't want. Set boundaries with that. Set boundaries with that.
Set boundaries.
Yeah,
So you gotta
absolutely.
set boundaries. If that's not working, then you gotta block and just let it go. Know what I'm saying? You move on and better yourself, and then next thing you know, he might turn around or she might turn around and go about their way. Know what I'm
Right.
saying? By you going about your life, and hopefully it'll be a successful one. Know what I'm saying?
Yep.
That might wake them up and be like, damn, that could have been me right there. Let me get on my grind, and I could, know what I'm saying? You might, by cutting them off or cutting her off, might be what they needed to elevate their self.
Yep. I agree with that. I think everything happens for a reason. Sometimes you just need to get rid of someone, or they in your life just to take you to the next place. Because sometimes a relationship is where we go to just heal and grow. It's not
Yeah.
meant to be for a lifetime relationship. So they say relationships are some are for a season, a reason, or a lifetime. All relationships are not for a lifetime. So you got to be okay with that, and yeah, you got to be okay with that. Um, so like they when
Okay, okay, my bad, my bad. I'ma put this
she
back
said
on
something
you,
else.
man. That you hit it dead on the head. That's what she said.
Oh yeah, boundaries is what she was looking for. Yeah, because boundaries is important. If you don't set boundaries, I think you need to have boundaries in all relationships, professional relationships, romantic relationships, even with your family, because you need to set boundaries. Because if you don't set boundaries, then people will act crazy in your life.
Mm-hmm.
And
True
setting
indeed.
boundaries is just letting them know, hey, this is something I won't tolerate. And even like in relationships, when I am working with like couples, um, they don't some of them don't have boundaries, and I let them know. What you do is you can go to that person and say, you know what, I want to apologize first because I never
Mm-hmm.
set this boundary, but I'm setting it now. I didn't have this boundary, but I'm asking you, you can't call me out my name anymore, something like that. This is a new boundary I'm setting.
Okay, okay.
So you just letting them know, I didn't set it before, but I'm setting it now. And you can always set boundaries in your life, how
But
people
but
will act.
along with that though, you could. I think you should always be able to. If something come in your life,
Hmm.
then I think it's okay. You could change your boundaries at any time. You come to your partner and be like, hey, look, I don't feel like this is, know what I'm saying? I think this, and this is what I recommend. And,
Hmm.
know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, if you are growing,
Hmm.
then your boundaries should grow too.
Yeah, I agree. I think that when it comes to like relationships as well, we all have expectations. Like let's say if you go to a job, they giving you your handbook. These are
Mm-hmm.
our expectations. This is what we expect out of you. And relationships aren't different. I think people should discuss their expectations and then let the other person agree if I can meet your expectations or not. I think that's where a lot of people go wrong and they get disappointed because they never communicated their expectations. So they basically have silent expectations and the person never agreed to it. So I think before we hold people accountable, we definitely need to express our
Mm-hmm.
expectations, have them agree, and then we need to know what their expectations are in a relationship. And you need to know if you can agree to their expectations. And then once you have an agreement, then you can hold someone accountable.
True indeed.
Yeah,
True indeed.
yeah.
Definitely, definitely with that.
Yeah, and it's also good to
But
hold.
I think is a big thing too though. You got to hold yourself accountable for things.
I agree. I think that's very important, holding yourself accountable. So, holding yourself accountable can look like, okay, me and my partner, we both communicated our expectations. We both agreed to do something.
Mm-hmm.
And if I went back and didn't honor my word, then I need to hold myself accountable. And I need to be able to go to my partner and be like, you know what, I messed up. I know we had an agreement. I didn't honor my agreement. And I just
Mm-hmm.
want to apologize moving forward. I'll definitely do my best not to go back on my word. So that's
True
important
indeed.
to
True
hold ourselves
indeed.
accountable. Or even if you so when you dating, you setting standards, and you should keep those standards while you're dating. And sometimes people don't stick with their standards that they set for themselves, but they gotta hold themselves accountable too,
Yeah.
and be like, you know what, I messed up, but sometimes it happens, and we'll try again, and make sure you stick to your standards and stick to your list and your dating plan.
It's all it all goes back to your foundation. Know what I'm saying? You
Mm-hmm.
got to have good foundation. Everything is foundation. Know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So the boundaries, the to what was the other one we said? Self, know what I'm saying? Self
Mm-hmm.
love, self, know what I'm saying? Help. All that goes about into your foundation is each layer, know what I'm saying? Like building a house. Know what I'm saying? Each part goes together. Know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So if you got one crooked, it gonna mess the whole thing up. So is you got to have the cement first. Well,
Mm-hmm.
hold first you got to till the whatever you about to do. Know what
Right.
I'm saying?
Yeah.
Then you got to smooth it out. Then lay the concrete. Then the bricks, and then
Mm-hmm.
know what I'm saying? It's steps.
Right.
So that's your list. That's your goals. The
Mm-hmm.
same way. Know what I'm saying? Is every day that you do when you go to work, part of your work of that business that you working for, you is a step or some type of means to their foundation.
Mm-hmm.
Know what I'm saying? So it's definitely how I like how he put that and wraps it all up with that, cause that's a main piece though.
Yeah, absolutely.
Main piece.
Yeah. And another mistake, when people are dating and they're going, like, say, like the first date, they think it's going to be like instant chemistry, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I always recommend my clients, I say give it at least 3 dates. If there's like no major red flags, if they weren't like rude to the wait staff, give them another date. Because sometimes the more you get to know someone and you get to know their story, you become more attracted to that person. But don't go in on the first date thinking like, oh, it's supposed to be instant chemistry. Because what you're trying to look for when you really looking for a relationship is you looking to build a connection together, not the instant chemistry. Because chemistry is what can get you in trouble. But people are looking for that chemistry. They're looking for those butterflies and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And a lot of times what people don't know is that sometimes when you're getting butterflies, that's actually
A warning sign.
That's a warning sign. Yeah. That's your intuition letting you know something.
Boy, did y'all just hear that? Hey, can you say that for me one more time?
Sometimes those butterflies, they're a warning sign. It's your intuition. I always say your intuition is a gift from God. Trust it.
Mm-hmm.
So you got to trust your gut feeling.
Trust it, man. I hope y'all took notes. I'm trying to tell you. That's another one right there. Another piece right there for y'all single ladies and gentlemen, man.
Absolutely. Definitely give it a couple dates. Just don't give up just because there was no like instant chemistry. And sometimes somebody could have had like a bad day, but they didn't want to cancel the date, so they still went on a date. So I say give them a second date and even a third date. And when you're dating, again, you're also networking. So let's say if you make it to the third or fourth date with someone, but you feel like there's no romantic connection, you can also become their friend if y'all have something in common, because then you'll get on a guest list for their holiday party. Then you can meet some of their other friends. And if you feel like you have a friend that you think that person might be a good match for, you can introduce that person to your friend.
But I always said that, man. It's always good to meet people because you never know what might come out of it.
Yeah, because the thing is, like, every day that you go on is not going to work until the one that does. So it's not saying, like, if it's a good person and you feel like y'all share something in common, y'all might both be into, like, art or something like that. That's something that y'all still might can do together, like hanging out on a platonic level.
Mm-hmm. So what you think about the most famous thing that most people want to say, the walk on the beach? Is that a goal for you?
I think like you can take a walk on the beach because that's also create a romantic setting. However, I still stick with like the first date should be like a dinner, because you can sit down, you can talk. There's not many distractions. You're not at the beach. You might see someone in a bikini or like some trunks, whatever you're into, and they might be walking by, and that might take your distraction away. A half-naked person. But I say a restaurant, that's still creating a romantic setting, and you can give that person your undivided attention and focus on them.
So that go back to that now. It really hit me that why you said that good probably about hour and a half. Know what I'm saying?
Right.
Cause by you actually being right there in that setting, cause you got take account that you ain't gonna rush and try to eat your food or just try. You gonna 9 times out of 10, you don't be really trying to eat. Know what I'm saying? You'll just be nibbling.
Right.
Know what I'm saying? So that nibbling is some of the time wasting of getting a conversation. Every time, boom, all right, you ask a question, y'all kicking it. Know what I'm saying? That could be your time. All right, I'm going to go ahead, know what I'm saying, take a few bites, know what I'm saying, then get back to it.
Right.
So then because then you also, because I know some places where I go, man, it take a while for the food to get to you. Know what I'm saying? So they'll probably have the bread out there or whatever else they set out there. But when they come and ask you for your drink, because they 9 times they always ask you for your drink first.
Right.
Know what I'm saying? So when they go and do all that, their drink and everything else, that's your time to really get that talk in, because you waiting on your food, so you could. That could be the icebreaker right there.
Yeah. Also, like, so try to pick a place that's not too busy. If you know a place that's known to be busy, you want to not pick that place because you don't want to be like, keep looking at your watch like, wow, our drink's not here, our food not here. So you want to pick a place that's not too busy. And again, like you were saying, like the hour and a half, I think that's enough time. If you time yourself, like if you go out with like let's say if you go out one-on-one with someone, right? And you time yourself, it usually take you about like an hour to an hour and a half to eat and leave. So that's enough time to get the feel of someone's energy to see if you want to go on a second date or not with them.
So when 9 times out of 10, when your clients came to you and was like, man, I would love to go on another date with this guy or with this lady. What would be the reasons why they say that they want to go on a second date?
How the person made them feel. Yeah. So you want to make sure you giving someone your undivided attention. So that's setting you apart from everyone else because we go in restaurants, we see people like on their cell phones. A lot of times you look at the other table, they looking down at their phone. So what I recommend is as soon as you get to the date, you set the stage how the date is going to go as far as someone giving you their undivided attention. So as soon as you get to the table, you pull out your phone and you say, oh, 1 second, I want to put my phone on silent so I'll make sure I give you my undivided attention. So that's letting the other person know, okay, not to use the phone while I'm at the dinner table with this person. So you setting the stage and you setting that standard early on. So, again,
I like how you just put that though, by you saying, hey, I'm gonna do this so I can get you. So that really is saying, hey, you shouldn't be on it either. We know what I'm saying. Now, if you do get on yours, then that's letting me know right there. That's the red flag right there, saying that.
Yeah, I'm already letting you know I think this is rude. I want to give you my undivided attention. And if you're not following that, and I think that if someone is dating, they should be able to be undisturbed for an hour, hour and a half, They should have some time to do that. So, absolutely.
Because ain't nothing too important unless it's really a real live emergency or you're a business owner and something happened with the business, like emergency.
Right.
Then you could put that phone down for an hour and a half.
Absolutely, yeah. They should be able to give you that undivided attention for an hour and a half. I don't think that's asking for too much, Especially if this person is putting themselves out there and say they're trying to date. They need to be able to have time for dating, meaning giving you that undivided attention, giving you quality time.
But this go back to what you said at the beginning, though, when you was like, making dating a priority. Know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So that's like making the dating a priority is like if you got kids, and the kids into sports, all right, I gotta do this. Know what I'm saying? So that's where I'm taking from that. Knowing that I gotta take my son to practice. Know what I'm saying? No, I gotta wash clothes. Know what I'm saying? These things that I know I gotta do.
Right.
Know what I'm saying? So making that the relationship a priority is that's a lack. That's a lack of what people do. I do that myself. I do that myself.
Sure you make it a priority.
Know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And it's good to schedule like your chores in and your other things you got going on again because you want a reason to leave the room early. You want a reason for the first couple of days. You want a reason to leave the room early so you can let them know I got plans, even if it's just planning for self-care. That's still fine because you got plans and you don't owe them an explanation. You don't really have to break down what you're doing once you leave the date. You just got plans, and they can leave it at that because you don't owe them anything. It's only the first date. Yeah.
Definitely. That's definitely a dope vibe, man. So where's the areas that you really all your clients really coming from?
Another mistake, and a lot of people don't agree with this, but I think people should date multiple people when you're first getting to know someone. until you and that person agree that we're exclusive, then you're single, they're single. They can date multiple people, and you can too. And I think it keeps the mojo high. It gives you.
Oh boy, I'm about to do. Hey, look, by him saying that, right, it takes me to this. I always say this, and I stand firm on it. You single until you get married, cause when you fill out papers and everything, when you fill a junk out and they got the check box, it say married or single. So if you not married, you single. So no matter I think if you in a relationship or not, you single. You just dating because you not married.
I think so. I think the people in a relationship, everyone's different. So the people in a relationship might look at it a different way. And they might be like, hey, if we both agree to be exclusive and just date each other, then we're not single. But some people might agree to be like, you know what, I want to be in a relationship with you, but still date other people, do whatever. So it's all about like whatever the couple agree on, you know, when it comes to dating. I mean, when it comes to their relationship. But I think when you do date multiple people, it keeps you objective to when it comes to dating. You know, it's not you just focusing on one person. It's also keeps you having your dating mojos, gonna give you more confidence, and it will hurt less if someone like, let's say, ghosts you or something, because you got other people that you're getting to know.
That's also where it come from when you was like, man, just get out and meet people. Cause just cause you dating and y'all conversating all the time, all actuality, y'all ain't doing nothing but building friendship.
Yeah, I think dating is about getting to know someone and also getting to know yourself, but definitely building some type of connection to see if you want to go to the next level. You know, dating is about collecting data to see, for you to make an informed decision to see if you want to move forward or not with that person. Right? Making sure you're on the same page as well. Yeah.
So I'm gonna shoot this out there, man, for some people, man. If somebody were wanting to get into this and they feel like they always helping somebody, is this something that you would encourage them to do if they the type of people that all problems always come to them and they the problem solver?
I would say if this is your passion, get into it. You know, like when it comes to like a dating coach or any type of coach, coaches have a specialization that they specialize in. I'm a dating strategist, a dating coach, but my strategy is all about just being strategic about dating. So making like us again creating a strategic dating plan. Another dating coach might come from a different perspective, so they might be like, hey, this is what I'm offering. You know, we got different like dating coaches out there that offer different basically different strategies, but again, I'm a dating strategist, so I'm all about just creating a strategic plan so you can be successful, so you won't get burnt out. But if you feel like that's your passion and you love helping people, definitely get into it. I'm all about following your passion. So when you go to work, it's not like it's work. It's something that you love, that you enjoy doing, you know. And I enjoy helping people, so that's why I'm in this profession.
It's kind of crazy because I find myself keep saying this. If you would do something for free, then if you getting paid for it, it's a double win.
Yep, I agree 100%. Yeah, if you love doing it, like if you lighten up when you're talking about it, and that's how I was when we be talking about like dating and relationships with like my friends and stuff. I knew that was the place for me. I was like, this is what I need to do because I know it's not gonna be like doing work, you know.
True indeed. So I really want like, what type of feeling you really get when you see it work out? When they get past that 3 date, know what I'm saying? What type of feelings you getting?
I'm excited because I'm like, see, this is the secret I think when it comes to dating is just being strategic, making dating a priority like you would anything else major in life. You know, if you're trying to buy a house, if you like again losing weight or career change, people usually make that a plan. They make it a priority, and they're successful. But if you do that with dating, I think you'll be successful too. So I'm just like, this is what I've been trying to tell you. So now you follow my advice. So just make it a plan. Just stick to it. Make it priority for you. Make sure you make the time.
So
For what?
once again, man, let the people know where they can find you at, though, man. Cause I think, man, they should know. Cause if you don't know, now you know. So
Yeah.
go on, let them
Yeah.
know.
You can find me on my website, coachnicklove.com. Also, follow me on Instagram and Facebook, Coach Nick Love. Coach Nick Love on all social media.
You heard it from the man himself, man. I just want to thank you for coming, man. I
Thank you. I
enjoyed
appreciate
the
it. Thanks for having
convo,
me.
man.
Appreciate it.
If you know what I'm saying, door always welcome. If you got something that you need to get out there, man,
Okay.
door always
Yeah.
welcome for you, man. But in the meantime, in between time, thank y'all for tuning in for Dumb Talks Crazy, man, on Uncensored Network, man. Big love, Jet Life.